Hello, Chingonas, and welcome to Patty N. Today we're going to talk about Wendy, and afterwards, I'm having a glitch with YouTube. It is not letting me reply to posts. It used to do it just sporadically, and then I did post my own post and say, this is in response to Mia or whoever, and it's not letting me respond to you. But now it won't let me respond to anybody. I write my message, and when I post it, it says, an error occurred, an error occurred. So I decided after I get through my Wendy content, then I'm going to respond right now to the comments. I'll just go back to them on my other phone. So, but first, because before I lose this, I'm going to show you a short clip from the first time um, Judy interviewed me, because I was talking about how I predicted what Donna was going to wear at her trial, and somebody said I can't find it, and I promised them I'll find it for you, and I'll show a clip of it. So before I lose it, because I have it lined up on my other phone, I'm going to go ahead and play that first. And I just have to hope I'm showing the screen.
Her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was
have a
actually,
prediction. I have a prediction about Donna because Susan from True Lifestyles shared with us that Donna signed up for sewing classes in jail.
oh yeah, and creative
Oops.
writing class.
Oh, shit. Oops, sorry.
She's going to come into court with a button-down blouse and a cardigan, kind of like Casey Anthony kind of dressed like that. I don't know if she'll go with the hair and the bun, but she's going to be this little old lady from the Leon County Sewing Circle. So
Yeah.
sweet. Dan Rashbaum thinks of her as his mother. That's half of what I think her defense is. The other half I call the loving mother. She's going to say she'll lie. She knew Dan was abusing her daughter, and she went ballistic, and she'll use that to explain why she called him a fucker and all the disparaging names. But she's this sweet, otherwise she's this sweet little old lady.
That's right.
The other thing would be poor Charlie was being threatened and extorted, and she believed him. That's why she was signing the checks. I think that's going to be her defense. And if that is, she's going to have to take the stand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she will take the stand.
Yeah.
Also,
I also predict Harvey will be there.
Really?
I
think Harvey's too scared.
Nobody else believes that, but they're attached to the hip. She's his. He adores her. I can't imagine him not wanting to be there, sitting right behind her. And I'm sorry, as a parent, I just want to say shame on them for leaving their son there alone and not coming there to sit behind him, even if he was guilty. If I had a child, even if they were guilty, I would be there. You know what it's called? It's called unconditional love. That's how you love your children. You don't dangle a carrot in front.
Okay. Before I get on with my pedantic speech there about parenting, there it was. Now, and to be transparent, I have to tell you later, I rescinded that prediction, and I started thinking about what Wendy always wears on the stand, and I started thinking about, Donna and the jail story about how she's a fancy white lady, and then I started thinking, maybe she won't let him dress her like the sweet old knitting grandma. Maybe she's going to go in there with her designer clothes. So I kind of blew it. My first instinct was right. I did get that Harvey would be there, though. Okay, so let's talk about Wendy. I don't know about you, but every now and then I get this nagging feeling, what if she really is innocent? What if we're reading too much into it? What if they did it behind her back? I don't know. I know that's dumb, but every now and then I start worrying about that just a little bit. And then I started thinking this through. And so I want to read this to you, what I wrote in my notes. And at the end, I'm going to bring up something nobody ever talks about. And maybe it's been forgotten, but this isn't going to be anything new. But the way I've put it together, it's almost like you have to tell a story. So just like follow along with me. Oh, and I was going to mention, it was when Mentor Lawyer said that Trescott is considered a shortcut if traffic is bad. That's when I started getting that nagging. What if she really is innocent? And I remember telling Judy, they had definitive evidence against Charlie. He said we would have gone to the airport. And then Donna, they had her saying the two of us, and the TV was 5 when you're not talking about TVs, catching her at the airport with a one-way ticket. But I was thinking the stuff on Wendy is elusive, and you know what? It's not. It's like, in my mind, you just have to tell this story. So I'm going to tell you this story. This has been like simmering in the back of my mind, brewing for a few days. And the other day, I went to my physical therapy appointment, and I got there early, and I just was thunderstruck. Like, my mind was racing, and I got out a pen. I had this scrap of paper in my purse, and I started furiously writing it down. And anyway, this is the little story, okay? It's going to be about Wendy, but we're going to start with Dan Markel and Stephen Webster, who was his divorce attorney. Okay, Stephen Webster has testified that he would not have taken Dan's case if it was about money. He took it because it was about children. He said that he was expecting Dan to show up and be this very distraught, angry guy in the middle of a divorce. And instead, he said Dan was easygoing, he was funny, and he was really enjoying talking to him. The only time he got steamed was when what? Was when he talked about Donna disparaging him. He talked about her trying to come between him and his children. And that's the anger that he showed, okay? Now, he filed the motion to have her have supervised visits only. Now, everybody in here who thinks this is true, raise your hand. Do you think Dan would ask Donna to babysit when he was trying to get supervised visits with her? Hell no. He's not an idiot. So, where did we hear that story? Wendy told that story about the babysitting, the banana bread, the hug. We heard it again at Donna's trial. Not from Donna herself. I think it was from Fulford, who said she brought him his favorite banana bread, the kind with whatever, no nuts, chocolate chips. So, what does that say? That says that they coordinated that. They fabricated that story and they coordinated it. Wendy had to have been involved. Okay, because there's no way in HE double hockey sticks that Dan asked Donna to babysit when he was taking her to court to get supervised visits. That's as stupid as Charlie and his double extortion theory. Okay, dead men tell no tales. Wendy can make up anything she wants about Dan, and he can't refute it. So, and you notice we never heard that banana bread story until the second or third trial, even maybe the third trial. Yeah, I think it was Charlie's trial. Where was that story before? Oh, she hadn't made it up yet. Okay, now, what about the several people in Tallahassee at the bar mitzvah who all overheard Wendy joking about Danny got his brains blown out? One guy talking about this said several people heard it, but he was the one who finally stopped her and said, this is really inappropriate. You're making us really uncomfortable. We need them to come and testify at her trial, as well as all the people that she complained endlessly to about hating Tallahassee, and she was trapped there by Dan. Jeff Lacasse said it was a daily thing that she hated Tallahassee and she was stuck there because of Danny. Those two things, he said that was always things she spoke about. So I think that's another step in my little story here. First, you can show how she and Donna coordinated an unbelievable story, but then you can bring people in and expose her lies, expose her joking about Dan getting murdered. Okay. She said she loved Tallahassee because she loved her job. Do you remember she also said her job had no security because she was paid by grant money? But she loved her job, but she had no security and she could get a better job in Miami. It's like, which is it? That's what she does. She goes back and forth. Oh, Dan and I were getting along pretty copacetic. Things were just fine. And then other times, like to the police guy interviewing her. Oh, he caused me a lot of pain. He if she sees them in out on her errands, she has to turn around with her boys and go somewhere else because she just can't even face him. He's so ugly. Oh, but no, things are pretty copacetic, just fine, as Georgia Snidely said. Okay, let's see. Okay, I want to talk about Charlie's joke. Charlie's joke, it was cheaper than hiring a hitman. You know what? Wendy told that joke too. She tries to blame it on him, but she told the TV repair guy, she told Jeff Lacasse, who knows, she probably told that joke to everybody, and then tried to act like, oh, Charlie was the one who kept telling that joke because, you know, it was in bad taste, but not her. She's too good. She's too good to have bad taste. Oh, yeah? Well, why did she say, why did she tell her writing class about her latex spouse? Isn't that just another guffaw knee slapper, that stupid Adelson humor? Oh, cheaper than hiring a hitman, my latex spouse. And how about if somebody on the park bench asks her, what does your husband do? She's going to say, well, he doesn't do much because he's dead. Like, that's that immature, sick Adelson thinking. Like, who would even think that if you're a decent person about somebody who got their life snuffed out? That just, she's so horrible. Okay, let's see, where am I at now? Oh, I just said that's, to me, that is very low-class humor. Okay. Oh, okay, here's another thing I wrote down. And you guys are going to know this because if you like true crime, you probably at some point have seen something where they make the point that when people are lying, they tend to add details because they just keep talking and they feel like they're kind of reinforcing the lie. And so what I want to bring up is her talking about going to the liquor store. She could have so easily just said, and I went down Truscott because I was doing errands in that area trying to get as much done before I went to lunch. And then I saw the tape and then I turned around. Like, did she have to go into detail that, oh, it was a stock the shelf party and I had to get bourbon and I talked to the guy because I never buy bourbon and he had to help me and then blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then he mentioned how blue my eyes were. And you know, they don't need all these details. That's what happens when people are lying. Okay, now here's the thing nobody talks about, and you'll know it, but I think it's just something kind of forgotten. But you know there were two possible hit attempts. One was in June, and the successful one was in July. In June, and I'll bet it was that weekend that they had the first attempt, Jeff Lacasse testified that he went to her house, and she was in the kitchen on the floor in the fetal position. And she never would tell him what was upsetting her. I think she thought it was going to happen that weekend. I think that's why she was freaked out. So that's how I feel about Wendy and her evidence. I think in a way some of it might be elusive, but I think if you just lay this story one piece at a time, and I guess that's what you do with why can't I think of the word for it? Not direct evidence, but the other evidence. Or like Georgia when she had Charlie on the stand, and they have this little trick where they'll say something that happened. Oh, was that a coincidence? And he'll say yes. Something else. Oh, was that another coincidence? And then Charlie starts getting defensive. Well, yeah, coincidences happen in life. And she brings something else up. Oh, was that a coincidence? And that's the thing. Juries start seeing there's just too many. There were too many explanations, too many coincidences. And this is what this story about Wendy. There's going to be too many things when you start going through it. And thinking about that story with the banana bread, that just hit me like a thunderbolt because I thought, she said it and Donna's trial said it. So they must have coordinated that. So I think, and I don't know if we're going to get there eventually, but I think there's going to be something about how McBanoa said she knew when they called to say the murder was done. She said, "I know," and who told her? Like, are they going to keep exploring that? And why is Kappelman grilling Wendy about WhatsApp and talking to Katie on WhatsApp? That may be something that's going to come back. I don't know. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to share about my thinking with Wendy, how you got to start laying down that story bit by bit by bit. And I think exposing her to be such a liar too, it just discredits her. So okay, so let me pause this and then I'm going to answer your comments. Okay, I'm just going to read these in the order they're on my phone. The first one is from Treasy Runs on Batteries, and it's a little bit long, so I might just read a part of it and summarize a part of it. Hi, Patty. Thank you for your video. I'm an Adelson addict and can't get enough of this messy brief. One other thing I wanted to say, I hope you get the support you need. People are so kind. I'm a clinical social worker, and I trained a golden retriever to be my therapy dog partner at the school I worked at. You know, she's not giving me advice, she's giving me information, which I appreciated. And she goes on to talk about how you can train dogs to alert for cortisol and other pre-panic attack hormones. Okay, so yeah, I appreciated getting that idea, but the information, and I'm not taking it as clinical advice, don't worry. And then somebody responded to her, and their name is in a foreign language in a foreign alphabet, so I can't really read it. So I'm just going to call this person Debab. Okay, so Debab then said, I'm so glad to see this comment. Establishing a bond with a horse can do wondrous things for PTSD as well. Animals know better than people how to heal. Trained service dogs are often put in abusive situations. Okay, so this is from ABC. I love ABC. Patty, you are absolutely so spot on with everything. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping this case, alive. We can't let it go until we get justice for Dan. Amen, sister. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay. Oh, this is Renita. She's very kind. I see her in lives, and she replies to me a lot, and I always appreciate it. Oh, Patty, hope you feel better. Thanks, Renita. Okay, Ocean Sounds. Panic attacks are hard. I'm glad you're doing better. Kerfoot, sending you vibes from Colorado, Patty. You hang in there. Oh, to have a dog that... Oh, this is Lolly, or as I call her, Lolly. Oh, to have a dog that alerts that Wendy is next. That's a good one. Oh, yeah, I just want to say about my anxiety. I don't often really even want to bring that up with anyone, because don't you think anxiety is like a buzzword? Everybody's saying it now, especially if you're watching these arrest videos. Anybody that doesn't want to get into the squad car, I can't get in there, I have anxiety. It's my anxiety. It's like it's like a catchphrase or a crutch to lean on or something. But if you have anxiety and panic attacks, I'll just give you a brief what it's like for me. And it started in my 40s. The first thing is my hands start feeling tingly, and then pretty soon numbness starts going up both of my arms. And then I unless I'm consciously, now I do focus on my breathing if that happens, but before I didn't know about that, and I would be breathing really slow and shallowly. So I'm not, let's see, I'm not getting enough oxygen, or I'm not expelling enough carbon dioxide. I can't remember which of the two. But anyway, I know that's making it worse. And then you just get an overwhelming feeling of doom, like you're going to die. And it's not reasonable. I mean, there's nobody holding a gun to your head. It's just, and then you're just brought to your knees. You can't function. You can't think. You can barely speak. You're just totally out of commission. So, why did I get that? I honestly, I don't know. I don't know why, that developed, but, I do have generalized anxiety also. So I wouldn't really have brought this up, but I know somebody once commented and said, why do you do all the rocking in your videos? And that was the only way I could really explain that honestly, of why that happens. It's like a self-soothing behavior. So anyway, that's the thing with anxiety, and I kind of get the feeling you guys all already understood that anyway, because I had so many positive and helpful comments about anxiety and dealing with panic attacks. So, okay, Jillian Ferris, so happy to catch you live, Patty. I'm so happy you were here too. This is Judy. Hi, Patty. Just tuning in now. I hope you're feeling better. I am. This is John Smith. And then I want to tell you about John Smith. Given the fact that they turned on Rob before any of this happened because he was going to marry an Indian woman, cut him off until he dropped that woman and married a Jewish woman just to please them, says a lot about Donna and Harvey. Boy, does it. That is so foreign to me that you would treat one of your grown children like that. It's just hard to even fathom. Donna, more than anyone else, including the man who pulled the trigger, is responsible for Dan's death. I hope they never offer her any kind of a deal. I agree. Charlie is a fool for not having flipped already. Look what Mom's appeal says about him, and Wendy, for that matter. That's right. They're all turning on each other now. That's one of the many ironies of this case. Oh, while we're at it, I wanted to say something about the guys. John Smith I met for the first time when I was in the chat of Leslie B's Live. No, it wasn't Leslie B. It was Crime and Coffee Crew, who I haven't seen around lately. They were on late at night, and I stopped in. I had caught their name and felt bad for her because probably shouldn't have brought this up. Somebody else in the community had completely chewed her out and kind of attacked her, and she was really upset. That's how she caught my attention, and so I kind of just showed up there in her live, maybe just show her some support or whatever. And John Smith was in there, and I probably recognized his name, but I didn't really know him. And then he commented about, we said hi, I don't know, we chit-chat, and then he commented on how uncomfortable he felt when I had mentioned SA on Judy's show, and Vince started grilling me for details to the point it made me so uncomfortable. It made him uncomfortable, but I don't want to go into that. The thing is, that showed me what a sensitive person he was, male or female. That just made me, right away, I liked him. I like John Smith a lot. So so that reminds me what I want to say about saying this, the main group of people are over 60 women, and you're my people, and we're these intelligent crime story loving women. Well, there are some men in here too. I don't want them to feel excluded because I like them too. There's Wesley, there's Mr. C, well, I'll get to it. I think his name was Brad, somebody else who commented, and John Smith, and probably, loads of other guys. But I just said a group of women because I don't know, what is it, like 95% of my subscribers are all women. So anyway, John Smith, and if that name was Brad, Mr. C, and anybody else, whenever you're on my channel, we're going to make you honorary women. So you're joining our women's group. So, okay, that's silly, but it's true. Okay, so let me go on with the, let me pause this a second. Now, oh no, here we go. I thought I lost my place, but okay. So now C. McBrew. Congratulations, Patty, on 1,000 subscribers. Like, what? I saw that and I'm like, really? And yeah, that floors me. Sometimes, because I have a small channel and I'm not trying to get monetized, I'm not like trying to promote myself. I just want to promote justice for Dan Markel. I want to contribute to that. And so when I'll see people saying, like, oh, I love her, Kathy on Rumors, Lies, and Innuendos, is that the name of it? And I've seen her since before she had 20,000, and I can remember all along her saying stuff like, okay, you guys are going to help me get to 30,000. And the other day I heard her say, you're going to help me get to 50,000. I'm like, good gravy, 50,000. And just to be like facetious, I was going to make a joke and come on to my channel and say, okay, come on guys, together we're going to get to 900. Like, just to be silly. But anyway, yeah, I somehow got to 1,000. I didn't even have a channel when I noticed Tennis Girl had subscribed on my page. And I was like, I have a subscriber? I was like so impressed with myself. I had one subscriber. Okay, anyway, I'm sure I have 1,000, but I don't think, a lot of them follow me regularly, but that's fine. Okay, this is, anyway, C. McBrew, thank you for saying that. RN Moore, Patty, we over 60 women love to listen to your YouTube channel. You are honestly putting yourself out there like I sure, wait a minute, wish I could. Aw, you are one brave lady. I hope you're proud if the hope you're giving the rest of us. I hope you're proud of the hope you're giving the rest of us to do things we really want but are afraid. You're great, Patty. Oh, that is so, so sweet. And that's so nice. And, you know, this is a thing. You only live once. You just got to go for it. You got to go for it. Now, a long time ago, I read this book by, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, Wayne Dyer or Wayne Dwyer. He wrote a book called Your Erroneous Zones. And I was, you know, I had come from a very troubled family and was really struggling. So I read this book and I feel like it changed my life. I learned so many really good tips and values. One thing that stood out was he's talked about the two useless emotions, guilt and worry. Useless, time wasters. And then the other thing I remember was, oh, hold on a second. Okay, he was talking about limiting yourself in life if you don't do things because you're afraid you won't do a good job or you might not be perfect. And that whoever said we had to be perfect? You can do whatever you want and just for fun. And you can suck at it and still have fun. Who cares? And I thought about that over my life. I thought, you know, there really are only two areas I think that where you should strive to be perfect or do your best always. And one would be in your relationship with your significant other, or maybe in your kids, right? And the other would be in your occupation, especially if you're in the healthcare field like I was. Then you do try to be perfect because somebody's life or health can be on the line. But other than that, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to, you mean, just do it and have fun. Now, recently, when Leslie B posted that video with the ass smack sound effects and said, I dedicate this to Patty Ann, I was so touched. And I was so, I don't know, I really brought out my goofy side. And then I responded to that video. And ever since, I've just been like showing you guys my goofy side. You know, when I first posted that video of the kids, Harvey and Donna's kids at my wedding, and then Patty Wilson on Patty's Playhouse talked about that. And I remember her saying, wow, that Patty, and she has some balls. And I remember thinking, why? I don't know why. That's why. I'm thinking, am I just so naive? I don't understand. Did I do something dangerous or risky? I'm thinking, I didn't see that as brave. I just saw it as honest. I just saw it as somebody who's just so sick of injustice and cruelty that I'm going to speak out, and I don't care who doesn't like it. And it's kind of easy on YouTube because people, if they say mean things, I just block them, or it's called a whisper ban. They get a whisper ban because, you know, I'm not, you know, I have to look at my goals here. I want to promote this case. I want to enjoy my friendship with you guys, but I'm not looking to come on here and have debates and arguing and have to defend myself. And I'm not saying I'm always right either. I'm just saying it's my choice not to spend time with that kind of arguing. And I don't know that it's productive anyway. A lot of times people are set in their ways and you're not going to change anyone's mind and they're not going to change my mind. So why waste time? And for that matter, well, we'll get to it later. There's another reply in here. Somebody who I thought was such a great example of showing how you can so respectfully disagree with someone and explain why you feel the way you do without having to trash the other person. So, but we'll get to that. Okay, now I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was commenting on the fact that I don't know that I'm so brave. Maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows? Okay, now where are we at? Okay. Now this is, Nurse Ratched. We I don't know that we would go way back, but I've known her for quite a while, and I just loved her screen name. So I just always see her, I love your name. And somehow we kind of like bonded. So like I have a soft spot in my heart for Nurse Ratched. But she said, oh, I just heard Shelley Fabares just passed away. Johnny Angel, rest in peace. She knows about, well, I called John Lauro Johnny Angel, and I've been doing that for a reason because pretty soon, like, it'll probably be the first song that I post. It's going to be, well, let me just leave it at that. It's going to be something to do with that, okay? All right, so speaking of passing away, I heard last night that Dolly Parton passed away, so that was sad to hear that because she always seems like such a nice person, and You know, one thing I like about her is when you see her on talk shows, first of all, she makes fun of herself. But if somebody else says something, she just takes it in stride. She doesn't get offended. She's so easygoing, and I want to be like that. I like that. Like, the one thing I remember, she was on Johnny Carson. This is a long time ago. She was on Johnny Carson, and he mentioned her enormous bust line, and he said to her, out of the blue, he said to her, you know, I'd give a week's pay if you'd give me one peek under your shirt. And that was so inappropriate, and she just laughed and giggled it off, and it was kind of funny. Okay, let's see, where are we at? All right. Oh, happy hippie. Patty, I'm a 65-year-old and I truly enjoy your videos. Your quick wit and satire are just what we older gals need. Thank you for saying that. Your courage is inspiring. Keep being true to yourself. Prayers for your struggles and blessings to you and your family. What a sweet comment and post. Thank you so much. That's happy hippie. Another person saying I'm courageous. I don't know, maybe it's just because putting it out there on YouTube, maybe that does take some willingness to be open, I guess, and willingness to, I guess, if you expose your vulnerabilities, maybe it does take some courage to do that. But like I said, if people try to trample on me, I just put a shadow ban on them, because it's just my choice not to waste time with that. Oh, remember EB, the erotic dancer? Not really, but I tried to embarrass him. That was the whole thing with my dad and his robberies, and then he finally said, enough is enough, we're going to fight back. And I was using that example. Okay, enough is enough with these trolls. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to embarrass them. That was the wrong thing to do, you guys. And I know you all, and now and then people have said, don't waste time with them. That's what they want. And you're right, because I actually had a conversation with AI on my phone about this, or what are strategies of dealing with trolls. That's exactly what AI said. Don't give them any attention at all. That's what they want. Just put on a shadow ban on them and you're done. And I said, but they're going to go make a new screen name and they'll be back. And AI said to me, you know what? It's going to take you 5 seconds to click on their profile picture and then hit the 3 buttons and hit block. 5 seconds, right? Every time they have to make a new account, it'll take at least 2 minutes. And if they keep coming by the 5th time and they don't get any response, they're going to move on. So, it made sense. You can't argue with AI. He's smarter than I am. Okay. Okay, now this is D-Bob. That's that name in it looks like, no, it doesn't quite look like Chinese characters, but it's a different alphabet. I always like listening to you, Patty. I am old enough to be Dan's mother. My demographic may have a maternal feeling towards him and horror of Donna. Whew, boy, do I agree. Absolutely. If you ever can leave me another comment on how to pronounce your name, or a nickname, if you have an English nickname or something that I can say, that I'd be glad to not have to call you DeBob, because I know that's not your name. I'm just going by the first characters. If I had to think of the English alphabet, it would look like D-I-B-A-B, but that's not really what it is. Okay, now this is Walk Away Renee. Oh, I know where you got that from. That's a song. I love that song too. Oh, wow. I love Lavina too. She's so fun to watch. I want to get her cookbook. Lavina Zook is an ex-Amish girl who has a YouTube channel, a million zillion followers. She started with sharing cooking videos. She dresses in her Amish clothes. People criticize her, said, it's clickbait. You're trying to, and she goes, no. She goes, this is the dress I wore, growing up. It's like she has left the Amish community, but she still has her Amish spirituality and her beliefs she's tied to. She can wear whatever she wants anyway, so. Okay. Get off my lawn, Beach. She's great. Patty, it's me again. I knew Tupac before he was famous. He was a good kid. Okay, first of all, get off my lawn. Thank you. This is where I got the idea to answer these comments on here, because when I was reading through this and saw that, I saw Judy responded to you, and I thought, oh, this is really sad. I can't respond to my own subscribers, but another content creator can. And I thought, I got to do something till I get this glitch worked out. So that's when I decided I would do this, and I wanted to tell you that my Tupac story. I think that's very cool that you met him. I was at Walmart, and this is, oh gosh, 14 years ago, I'll bet. And I was looking through the t-shirts. I don't know. I didn't need a t-shirt or anything. I just started, they caught my eye. I started looking at them. And there was a t-shirt. It was this gray t-shirt. And the whole front of the t-shirt was this large, just the head, the face of a black man. That's and no words or no anything, just this face. And I just was looking into the eyes and that face, and it was so compelling. And I didn't know who it was. And I hung the shirt back up, and I went grocery shopping, the other side of the store. But I kept thinking about that face, and I kept coming back to it. And I can't even tell you why. I just felt compelled to buy that shirt. So I did. I went back later, and I got that shirt. And then I think I was in nursing school at the time, and I asked somebody, who is this? And a girl right away said, oh, he's a poet. Like, because he was so deep, I guess, not just like a street rapper, but he was, and he was a nice young boy who it was Get Off My Lawn knew. So, that's, and then he got murdered. So it was, I believe it was between gangs. So yeah. Oh, and I wanted to mention, whenever I wore that t-shirt, people always commented on it. Oh, I like your shirt. Oh, I love Tupac. Like, it got all this attention. I don't have it anymore. I'm pretty sure I just wore that shirt out, as I wore it all the time. Okay, let's see, Andrew. Oh, and Andrew, okay, this is another one of our members who we're going to make an honorary girl for this channel. Okay, Donna Sue wrote it, most of it. I think he agrees with me. I must have made the point that Harvey wasn't familiar with what he was reading, and I figured Donna wrote that in jail and got it to him through her attorneys that read this at the trial. Patty DeAngelis. Hi, Patty. I hope you're feeling better. Thank you so much. I am. Okay, Melissa Navan. I fall into that category. I thought Vince was funny. He can be a little crude at times. That's very true. Okay, Rediviva. I love the way you let us in your life, Patty. The clarity of who you are. I would very much enjoy a video on getting older, LOL. I think we should do that. I think we will. Okay, this is Get Off My Lawn again. Hi, my friend. Know that I love you. Oh, and think about you and Mr. D all the time. Hang in there, sweetie. Hi, Pepper. I think of you too, handsome boy. That's so nice of you. Come here. Come here. Stop it. Stop it. He's Mr. Grumpy today. Hey, you guys say hi? Say hi. I'm sorry about that. You know what it is? He's a Jack Russell terrorist. He's done this since he was a puppy. He does this, I don't know, spontaneous growling. It's so weird. He'll be showing me teeth and snarling, and at the same time licking my face. He's just I don't know what. He's just a special guy. Okay, no more growling. Okay, go lay down. I won't disturb you again. Excuse me. And then, of course, that sets Addie off because she's real protective of me. She hates it when he growls at me. It's okay. You're forgiven. I know. You can't help it. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Get Off My Lawn. That was a really nice post. Thank you so much. Ella. What? That's what happened with two... Oh, I think that's a... Oh, it is. It's a flea. I think my dog's... Oh, boy. I don't put up with fleas. Okay, we got to do flea treatments. All right. Okay, what? That's what happened with Tupac? I do remember him beating up a young kid publicly in a casino or something like that. I think it was an arena that attracted either a wrestling match or a fighting match of some kind. And it was a big, I don't know who, but it was some big famous people fighting, so it drew in a huge crowd. That's where this was. Never knew that it was related to his death. Okay, paw print. Hi, Patty. At 10:50. Oh, listen to this post. This is somebody. This is how you all are so intelligent and you think about things. Hi, Patty. At 10:52, you said brown people, but I have a different view. I see Katie, Donna, and Wendy as three people who have been cut from the same cloth. All three manipulated close family members, and Donna and Sigfredo both flex their machismo to showcase their love for their close family members. Donna for Wendy, Charlie for his folks, and Siggy proving his loyalty to Katie. Ruth posited, what kind of mother enlists her son to commit murder? Boy, is that true. Yeah. By the same token, what kind of mother enlists the father of her children to commit murder? This group of people is a form of like attracts like, regardless of socioeconomic class. That is a very true and valid point. See, I appreciate so much people who add to this and open my eyes. And I think what happened is, you guys know that I take such offense with racism, and I think in crime, well, you'll see there's a disproportionate number of black inmates to white, and you'll see, I don't know if this is true now, but it used to be black suspects were treated way more harshly than white, and all the disparities. And was probably, and originally when I thought they were never going to go after the Adelsons, they were going to stop with just the hitmen and the middle woman. And I was so angry that it was a racist motivation behind it. That kind of stuck in my head. And so I think I kind of keep falling back on that angrily. Like I'm holding a grudge about that, but if you think it through, like, see, what's her name again? Was it Ella? No, Paw Print. Like she said, this is regardless of socioeconomic class. And that is true. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying it so nicely too. It's so great when somebody can say something and then back it up and they don't trash me. They just say, hey, I disagree. This is what I think and this is why. Like, you don't have to just come in and say, you're full of shit and leave. Like, that's, okay. And then Skeeter girl, I love her. I don't know why, but once I saw someone say to her, hey, Skeet. And after that's it. I only call her Skeet. Hey, Skeet. Every time I see her, I'm like so happy. But yeah, hi, Skeeter girl. She said hi. And I think she's the one who posted a video driving along the outside of Charlie's prison up in South Dakota, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, Michelle DeMattias. Hi, Patty Ann. I always enjoy your videos. That's great. Thank you so much. And thank you for commenting. Paula Ellis. Patty, great to see and hear you. All the best to you, a South Florida grandma. All right, another in our grandma club. This is Clarissa. She's so sweet. She comments to me a lot, and I do have a special place in my heart for her too. I'm glad you're feeling better, Patty. I've had an anxiety attack before, and it's a horrible feeling. Stay well. Thank you, Clarissa, and I hope you're not having any more panic attacks. Okay, Susan Devine. I read the book the movie with Sally Fields was based on. It was called Not Without My Daughter. It was a really good book. A good movie too. I saw the movie. I've seen it twice. So I haven't read the book though. But yeah, Sally Fields was married to a foreigner she met in as the story goes, in this country. They got married. They had a daughter. He was a very devoted husband and father. Then he was like, let's go back to, I can't remember what country. I don't want to say one. It's the wrong one, but like maybe, well, one of those countries, and for a visit, right? So she goes with him and the daughter, and then he decides he doesn't want to come back, and they're going to stay there. And then he goes back to his values and behaviors of when he lived in that country, which is where men were very dominant over women. And, I mean, they'd smack their women and completely control them. And they don't have a leg to stand on. Their only choice is, okay, go back, but you're not taking our daughter. And so that's what the movie was about and what she had to do to escape. Okay, American Dissident, H3M. I think it's good to have a lot of children. It's a beautiful thing. Well, I love children. I love children. I feel like they're a gift from God or the universe or whatever you believe in. And I really have loved my kids, my grandchildren so much. But on the other hand, I do know that everybody chooses what they want in life, and some people have careers and they have more money than my husband and I. You know, they can do other things, and so people who don't have kids, you know. But yeah, I'm really glad I had kids, and I love children, and I worry about them too. And I did have someone comment not to talk about Wendy's kids, and well, yeah, there might be some value to that, but I only spoke about them in a way that I worry and care about them. And they're almost 18. I didn't see a problem with it, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I already said I'm not going to defend myself, and now here I am doing it. Michelle DeMattias, you're such a doll, Patty. XOXOXO. That's what Dan Markel used to sign his emails. Oh, and that Kinder's onion butter is delicious. It is caramelized onion butter. Okay, Sir Bucky. Oh, if sir means you're a guy, I just want to say you're welcome too. You are hereby, I knight you, an honorary woman. Tawanda, I hope you're doing better. Thanks for making time to upload your videos. Have a great start of your week. That's really nice. Thank you, Bucky. Karen Alt Schwager. Patty, you are such a treat. Thank you. X. That's a kiss. You guys are so kind to me. I really thank you for saying all these nice things about, but you know, y'all are going to give me a big head, so I don't know. Youper girl, hi Patty, your RDH friend. That's registered dental hygienist. So, hey, Youper girl, I'm not sure I'm familiar with you. So, oh, here's the Brett, here's the guy. Well, I'm a man, 61, and instead of spending $20K for a service dog, just go to a kill shelter and find a baby to love and save them, and put the $20K in a fund to help for their care. That was an excellent post and the sentiment, and I totally agree. But I will tell you that both of my two dogs I have now are both rescues. They weren't from the pound, but they were dogs who needed a home that I happened to hear about, and so I agree with you. The thing with a service dog is, I want to have a dog that has the credentials on it that you have the right to take them with you anywhere you want, and you're not allowed to take emotional support animals with you anywhere. My dogs, absolutely, even though you just saw Pepper having a hissy fit, both of my dogs are really emotional support animals. I have that already. Addie is really snuggly. She's a lap dog. She doesn't growl at me like that either, like Mr. Grumpy here. But yeah, I've always loved dogs. I've always had big dogs. These are my first two little dogs. But so yeah, I want to have one that I know will be trained correctly. Like if I get a dog and try to train him myself, and I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen anyway, because that's a huge, $20,000 is a huge price tag. But I totally get your sentiment if I can do it with adopting a dog that needs a home and train him myself and give that money to some really good cause, a charity, or how about Justice for Dan to fund putting commercials on TV telling people, please call with your tips about Wendy. We need closure. Okay, this is Sir Tedrick Walker. Sir Tedrick. So Ted, if you're a guy too, welcome to the Girl Club. He said, I think a drug-induced Xanax, which is better known over time to shrink the frontal lobe of the brain. I agree. I feel like that isn't good, but when you're in the throes of a panic attack, I mean, I don't have a little anxiety, so I just take one. You know, it's not, I take them so sparingly. Sometimes 6 months might go by and I haven't even taken one. I'm very respectful of not wanting to take that medication. But if I need it, it's a lifesaver. Shrinks the frontal lobe of the brain. Donna wrote her own filing in her appeal, in my opinion. Wow. I never thought about that. Do you think Jackie Fulford would let Donna do that, though? I don't know, because then she does a terrible job and makes Jackie look bad. But maybe, I don't know. That's interesting, though. Those Florida Adelsons, Donna, Wendy, Harvey, and Charlie, are so not self-aware. Absolutely. Yep. One reply. Let's see the reply. From Beach Chillin'. Of course, the South Florida legal team at work. That's funny. Okay. Linda McMahon, I heard a comparison of the awesome to the show Arrested Development. All the characters match up. I didn't completely get that, Linda, except I do know that show and I love that show, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. Maybe you're seeing matchups between them and some Adelsons, and I'm just not really remembering it. But I know that was the show Portia. Ellen DeGeneres' wife Portia was in that show. Oh, and that other guy, I can picture his face, but I can't think of his name. With the son. Yeah, we love that show. We were shocked when it got canceled. Like, come on, that was a really good show. Okay. Oh, now here's a really good one. I want to share this. They're all good, but JDK. Hi, Patty. This comes with no hard feelings at all, as I genuinely enjoy your videos and hold you in high regard. Thank you for saying that. However, when a man shows a lack of respect for women, it reveals a complete difference in values. I draw a line there. I simply cannot have an open mind for that behavior. I can't disagree with anything you said. I agree with that, and sometimes I kind of struggle with that a little bit, like, wow, I say I speak up for women and against things that lead to guys thinking it's okay to abuse women or whatever, and am I being a sellout, or like am I being fair to that cause? Like, I don't know. That has crossed my mind, but in the end, I don't know. I just, I don't even want to say my own conclusions, because then it's going to sound like I'm arguing with you, and I'm not, because I agree with you and I totally understand where you're coming from. And I don't know if it was you, but somebody else has posted much the same thing several videos ago, and I felt the same way. I said, I completely understand. So, and maybe this would be a good point to say, when I was watching that video of somebody interviewing Lavina, who left the Amish community, she had been in the Schwarzentruber Amish group, which are known to be one of the harshest. A lot of abuse against women, I believe, goes on, incest, things like that, in that community. So that's what people were talking about. And then in the comments when I was reading them, they were talking about, there was the issue where Amish children are raised and they don't give them any sex education, anatomy education. They don't know the correct names of their own body parts. Like, I forget what she called her genitalia, but it was something in Dutch or German Dutch, the language the Amish speak, and it was, I forget. She said what it was, but it wasn't even a word that made sense. I'm thinking it was something like sour pickles, like whatever. So people were leaving comments and talking about their past and how if they had parents who didn't teach them about sex education, where they went to get information. And it was reading those posts where I saw a new term I'd never heard of. And someone said, when I was a little girl, whenever I went to spend the night with my grandma, I always got into her secret stash of bodice rippers. And it's on this subject of trying to get your sex ed, and I'm like, what's a bodice ripper? Like, it was like one of the first time I heard of Schadenfreude. And regarding this case, I'm like, what's that? I had to look it up. Then someone said Wendy shows Duper's Delight. I had to look that up. So sometimes you learn cool things, cool new words. But this is not a cool word or phrase. This was shocking. This made me, I lost it. I got so angry about this. A bodice ripper was in maybe the 80s and 90s. There was a theme, a lot of, I don't even want to call them romance novels, but they weren't true crime stories. There was a genre of books being read, fictional books being written, and they were about a relationship between a man and a woman in which the man forced himself on the woman and in the act ripped her clothing. Bodice ripper. And the reason I got so upset was because, first of all, you don't want to normalize that behavior, writing a book about it like, and then later they went on to fall in love after he did a criminal act, assaulted her. And then what was the other thing? Oh, okay, normalizing it is bad enough, but now you're going to say this is entertainment? This is to be enjoyed? Like, I tried to be open-minded about that, but, and they say they say pain and pleasure are flips of the same coin. So, Wendy and getting her smacks and stuff, like, I don't know. I can't see the bodice. I just can't see the bodice ripper genre books. Like, that horrified me, and it angered me too. So I stand up for, not normalizing this behavior, but then I say, well, I'm just giving Vince the benefit of the doubt, and then maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. I don't know. To me, Vince comes across towards Judy like I'm a bad boy, haha, I'm being naughty, like teasing her, and like, oh, I said a word you didn't want me to see on your show or something. Then she, oh, Judy's mad at me. He almost says it with glee, like. So I think, well, see, here I am. I'm saying I didn't want to defend my side because I don't want you to feel I'm arguing with you, because I totally get it. But I guess the other side is, I see him as being a little bit encouraged by immaturity and not by nastiness or mean-spiritedness. I guess I think he acts, well, anyway, there's no perfect answer here, I guess, because I totally see both sides. Okay, hold on a second. Now my comment page went away. Okay, so anyway, I did want to say, JDK, thank you for being such a good example to everybody on how you can present your viewpoint, back it up without trashing me or like, you're such a mature person. Everybody can make the choice to be this way and not feel you have to give somebody a left hook along with a slam. Okay, Sir Tedrick Walker. I like Kinder's cowboy butter, and I get it from Costco. I saw that at the store, and I thought of your comment. I didn't get it, but I might. Oh, no, I didn't get it because I think it was a blend of something, something, and chili. And we don't eat a lot of spicy stuff here, or if we do, it's lightly seasoned. Okay, Darklyn. Oh, Patty, you in the car. Ha. I watched Vince on his own channel. He has some interesting videos. I like when he's not annoying. I have 5 younger brothers. Oh, wow. So I get it. They think they're funny. 5 younger brothers. Oh, and you survived that. Good job. Yeah, that's true. He can be funny when he's not annoying. That's true. It's true of everybody. Okay, Kathy. Hi, Patty. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're feeling better. Sorry, I just don't watch anything Vince. He has a twisted mind, in my opinion, but I still love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am waiting for the other shoe to drop on Wendy. She can run, but she can't hide. Her day will come. Hope to see you again soon. May God bless you. Thank you very much, Kathy. God bless you too. And I enjoy your comment. Okay, this is Tracy. Oh, this is Tracy with like 4 Y's. So you are different than Patty's Playhouse. Yes, Patty's Playhouse is Patty Wilson. I'm Patty N. We are both former nurses. We both live in Florida. We both comment on the Adelson case. But that's where our similarities end. She's in Tallahassee. I'm in the Orlando area. She's a professional real estate broker, and she's an expert at using the computer and researching. She's real savvy at that. Let's see. She's younger than I am. She has an adult son who used to work at one of the prisons, I think, that Charlie was at temporarily in Florida. Let's see. I met her. We had lunch when I was in Tallahassee. Yeah, I'm a big fan of her. I'm not on her channel a lot, not by design, but just because I spend as much time as I can, but a lot of times, like, I'm not even on Judy's channel, and she's my girl, and Leslie. But I watch as much content as I can. Okay, so yes, I am different from Patty's Playhouse. Let me see who replied here. Oh yeah, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Yes, Patty of Patty's Playhouse is a different person on YouTube. We all met at Donna's trial. Yes, we did. That's when Judy treated us to lunch at a really nice restaurant. Okay, this is Audio Factory. Hi, Patty. I hope you're doing better. How was Jackie a judge? Really simple. The entire system is built on corruption. She had the right connections, or at least at one time. Same way we learned Charlie. Listen to this. Same way we learned that Charlie graduated dental school. He was failing until Harvey stepped in. Harvey stepped in, but also Charlie himself filed a lawsuit against one of his, or he threatened to file a sexual lawsuit against one of his professors. I'm sure that was fabricated, but he threatened to do it, and it was not just Harvey trying to pull strings. I think he's on the board of directors of that dental school, Nova University, but I don't think even he could pull enough strings, and then Charlie threatened that lawsuit, and then they said that they would graduate him, and then a lot of his classmates threatened to boycott graduation and not show up if they were going to allow Charlie to cross that stage, which they did. You know, I don't know. Never mind. I'll go off on another tangent, but I'll get back to that some days. I have more to say about that. Our entire society is based on corruption. Well, you're not a little bit jaded, are you? I'm just kidding, because I know I get it. I get it. And Carl, I tend to be a little naive, but Carl, I just won't forget that. Carl laughing right in my face saying, "What? Honorable? There's no honor. It's corrupt." Okay. Jody Vintiner, new subscriber today. Welcome. I suffered for years with panic attacks. Then I took some CBD, THC, and of all the other crap that didn't make me feel normal. Life is the best. I'm still shaking my head about the beautiful life that they had, meaning the Adelsons. Always going back to listen to the phone call conversations and be in awe of what they did to themselves. That's true. They did this to themselves. Love every little tidbit I can find, and I love Vince, the loophole lawyer. He's so polarizing, you know, everybody there. I don't think there's any being, well, no, maybe I am in the middle because I can see both sides, but I do like Vince. So, okay, I think that's it. I got through all the comments. So, you know, hopefully I'm not going to do this every time, but I'll try to, I'm not even sure how to, I'll look into it today and see if I can get that fixed. I've already done, my YouTube was freezing up and I already Googled it, what I can do, and I did all the things they said to do, and that was better, but I still had this glitchy thing. You know, Mia has glitches with that, and then Leslie B for a long time, she had a glitch where if she made you a moderator, you couldn't post on her shorts anymore. Just weird stuff. Okay, so let's see. I think that's about it. The only thing I wanted to mention was I need to make the Murder of Dan Markel Part 2, the content creators. And I may ask for your help in suggesting music that would represent them. A few of them I have, and on some of them I'm stumped. Well, if I can't come up with this, maybe this will be the video that I never make, but we'll see. All right, everybody take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Justice for Dan. Don't quit the battle. There are 2 more. Keep going.